Right now, while you are watching this, if you have a dog at home, there is a very high chance they are doing something that would break your heart if you could see it. They are not sleeping. They are not playing. They are waiting. And the way they are waiting, what is actually happening in their body and their mind while you are gone, is something most dog owners will never know. Until now. If you share your life with a dog, this video was made for you. Subscribe right now so you never miss a moment like what you are about to learn. Because understanding this one thing will change the way you leave the house forever. Think about this morning, or yesterday, or whenever the last time was that you walked out of your front door. You grabbed your keys. You checked your phone. You called out a quick goodbye. Maybe you did, maybe you forgot. And the door closed behind you. From your perspective, that was the end of that moment. You moved on. The day began. But from your dog's perspective, that moment was not the end of anything. It was the beginning of the hardest part of their day. Here is what researchers have documented with hidden cameras, with cortisol measurements, with behavioral studies involving thousands of dogs across more than 100 breeds. Research from the University of Lincoln studied over 2,700 dogs and found that the peak intensity of separation-related behaviors occurs in the first few minutes immediately after the owner's departure. Not gradually, not after an hour, within minutes of the door closing. The moment you leave, your dog's stress response activates almost immediately. Their cortisol, the stress hormone, begins to rise. Their heart rate increases. Their breathing changes. And then they go to the door. Almost every dog, in their own way, goes to the door. Some sit. Some lie down with their head resting on the floor, eyes on the place you just disappeared from. Some press their nose into the gap at the bottom, breathing in the last trace of your scent. And they wait. How long do they wait? Some dogs wait for the entire time you are gone. Not moving, not sleeping, just waiting, holding the vigil. A 2024 study from the Royal Veterinary College found that approximately 47% of dogs display separation-related behaviors, with pacing being the most commonly observed, followed by whining and repetitive movement near the exit point. Nearly half of all dogs struggling every single time the door closes. Now here is something that will change the way you think about your dog forever. Scientists have discovered something extraordinary about the relationship between a dog and their owner. Something that goes far deeper than affection. Far deeper than habit or training. A landmark study published in Scientific Reports measured cortisol levels in both dogs and their owners by analyzing hair samples. Because hair carries a record of stress hormones over months, not just minutes. What they found was that dogs and their owners share the same long-term stress levels. Not just occasionally, consistently, across seasons, across months. If the owner carries chronic stress, the dog carries it too. Your emotional life and your dog's emotional life are biologically synchronized. They are not just observing you from the outside. They are absorbing you. And there is another layer to this, one that most people have never considered. Before you even open the door, your dog knows you are leaving. Not because they can read your mind, because they can read your body. Research confirmed that dogs can detect the specific odor profile of human stress, from breath and sweat alone, within minutes. When you are anxious about being late, rushing through your morning routine, hurrying out the door, your dog smells that stress leaving your body. They absorb it, and it compounds their own. Think about that for a moment. Every hurried goodbye. Every morning when you were running late and barely had time to look at them on your way out. They felt every single one. Not as a memory, as a physical experience. Now here is the part of the story that I cannot stop thinking about. Here is the thing that separates your dog from every other relationship in your life. Your dog has no concept of time the way you do. They do not know you will be gone for 8 hours, or 2 hours, or 20 minutes. They do not understand work. They do not understand errands. They do not understand the concept of, I will be back at 6. All they know, all they have ever known is that you left, and that you came back, and that they have no way of knowing which time will be the time you do not. Does that sound too dramatic? It is not. The human-dog bond mirrors the attachment relationship between a parent and a young child. Dogs show the same physiological stress responses to separation as children do: elevated cortisol, distress vocalizations, searching behaviors at the point of departure. because from a neurological standpoint, the bond functions the same way. Your dog loves you the way a child loves their parent. Without conditions, without qualifications, without any ability to reason their way through the fear of losing you. And every time you walk out that door, on some level, in some part of their ancient brain that has not caught up with the safety of modern life, they are not entirely sure you are coming back. And yet they wait anyway, every single time, patient, loyal, unwavering. If this is making you think about your dog differently right now, I want to know. Tell me in the comments. What does your dog do when you leave? Do they follow you to the door? Do you hear them bark after you go? Drop it below, I read every single one. And if this video is giving you something valuable, a like takes 2 seconds and helps this channel reach every dog owner who needs to hear this. So we have talked about what is happening. Now let us talk about what you can do. Because this is not a video designed to make you feel guilty for having a life. That is not fair and it is not helpful. This is a video designed to give you the knowledge to make those moments, the leaving moments, as gentle as possible for the dog who loves you more than anything in the world. Step 1. Change how you leave. The single biggest mistake dog owners make is the emotional goodbye. The long hug, the baby voice, the "I'm going to miss you so much" at the door, feels loving. To your dog, it signals that something significant is happening. It elevates their emotional state right at the moment you need them to be calm. Research shows that puppies whose owners fussed over them after returning home were 6 times more likely to develop separation-related behaviors. The same principle applies to departures. The calmer and more matter-of-fact you are when you leave, the calmer your dog will be after you go. Leave quietly, without ceremony, like you are just stepping into the next room. Step 2. Give them something that smells like you. We know your dog goes to the door because that is the last place your scent was strongest. You can use this: a worn t-shirt, an old jumper you have slept in, left in their bed or near their favorite resting spot. Your scent is comfort to them. It tells them on a level deeper than thought that you are still present, that you have not gone forever. Step 3. Build the habit of small departures. Behavioral research has shown that the most effective treatment for separation anxiety is systematic desensitization, starting with departures so short the dog does not have time to escalate into distress, then gradually extending them. A dog that has experienced hundreds of 2-minute departures followed by a calm return learns, at a biological level, that leaving means coming back. Leave for 2 minutes. Return calmly. No ceremony. No big reunion. Then 5 minutes. Then 10. Then 30. You are not just training behavior. You are rewriting the story their nervous system tells itself when the door closes. I want to leave you with something that is not about science or steps or strategies. I want to leave you with this. Every day, somewhere in your home, a creature who has no concept of clocks or calendars or reasons is counting down to the moment you come back. They do not care what kind of day you had. They do not care if you were grumpy this morning. They do not carry yesterday's argument or last week's disappointment. They just want you back. And when you walk through that door, the waiting ends. And to them, everything is right again. That is not just love. That might be the purest form of it that exists. Go home a little earlier today if you can. And when you walk through that door, take 1 extra moment. Because someone in there has been waiting for exactly that moment with everything they have. If this video made you see your dog differently, please share it with someone who loves their dog. And subscribe if you have not already. I post real dog psychology every week. Not tips and tricks. The real science of what your dog is thinking, feeling, and experiencing. I will see you in the next one.